Hello and welcome to this video where we're going to discuss how to earn divines early on in a playthrough or a character, and how to increase power through the farms as well. Now, the idea of this is new character, you're either playing the league for the first time, new wipe, or you're just trying to play SSF or anything, so you don't have anything. This is going to be what you need to do, or some ways you can actually do it to earn divines. Now, the divines, this is the categories we're going to talk about. The T16 Guardian map Minotaur, Tujin from Expedition, Essence, and double corrupting 1 to 3 div gear. Now we'll get to the last one in a bit, but let's discuss the Minotaur. The Minotaur has a chance to drop higher quality items, including currency items, which is a divine, obviously. Now, a T16 Minotaur is one of the easiest guardians to do. He does physical as well as a little bit of lightning, but a lot of the damage comes from him going underground, popping back up, and the falling boulders. So if you can do a T16 Minotaur, you pretty much just need physical damage capability to take that, and then also obviously your resistance is up, and you should be able to farm the Minotaur. The Minotaur fight is obviously just one part. You need to be able to go through a T16 map fairly quickly, else you are spending way too much time to earn the currency. The Minotaur is obviously one of those higher end map running strats. You obviously need to go through the campaign and the maps until you reach T16, and then get a Guardian map to drop, either by putting it on the Atlas tree and increasing the chance for a Guardian map to drop, or obviously a natural drop, because it can drop naturally. Whilst you're working up to that, you can run expeditions and do Tujin. Tujin is the currency guy. You can get currency with the expedition currency, and if you lock into the expedition currency on your Atlas and make sure Tujin is one of the ones that you are picked to show up, or have a higher chance to show up, you can get the currency for the expedition. You then go to him, and then you can either re-roll whatever's there if you don't like it, or you can pick up the higher tier stuff off of that and then re-roll, and then keep doing that and keep farming him. He does have a good chance to drop the upper tier stuff, but at the same time he could drop, or at least show you for purchase, other currencies which you can use to either upgrade your gear, depending on what is going at the moment. That you can pick up like ancient orbs and all that, and sometimes if you're at the right time at the right moment, you can pick up some of the more odd ones, like the fusings and all that. Like, it all depends on how you want to actually use him. You can use him for small currency and try to make it through that, or you can just pick him for the chaos orbs, the divines, and the higher tier. So he's all currency, so pretty much anything you want to do with him that involves currency, you can do. Essences is a bit of one of those with increases your power whilst you're farming it, because essences, the tier 4, tier 3, 4, and sometimes the ones that have the 5, something like 5 or 7 different tiers. those ones are generally not as expensive as the other ones. The more of the higher tier you have, and you can go 3-to-1 and upgrade it at a vendor, or if you have the tab, you can do it in the tab. But the essences can go for quite a nice little bit, and as long as you can do the essences and you don't brick your map by adding too much craziness, you can earn essences to upgrade your gear, and then the good ones that you pick up, you can either try and just keep them and then upgrade them, or you can just flat out sell the lower tiers, because the lower tiers do sell as well. So, but I would focus mainly on the ones that only have the 3-4 different upgrades. There's not that many that are the really expensive ones. The mid tier is obviously worth it as well, and the fact that you can just run your map, hit these essences, and then whatever you don't think you can sell or don't want to sell, you can use on yourself. So you are farming for your character whilst farming divines to sell as well. So essences are always good to farm, and pretty much the entire league, people will want essences. Obviously, the further into the league we get, the higher the tier people want. Now the weird one, the double corrupting 1-to-3 div gear, this is a bit like gambling, but not. This is obviously, once you've earned currency, you've got gear, you're getting uniques, and you are then either buying a double corrupting temple off trade, or you are running the Ava, I think that's enough, missions until you get a double corruption temple finished, and then running the double corrupt, and then picking one of the uniques that you have, or gems. Now, the point of this is to increase the wealth, obviously, increase the wealth. So we take a moderately priced gear, say a chest plate, the double corrupt modifier that can come on it generally is what makes it the next tier up. The actual double corrupting can also obviously brick or disappear your item. So do go into it knowing this item could be gone, could be rare, could be bricked, or it could be worth 10 times as much. But obviously that is up to you, your risk, but it is a way that you can take all your low, I don't really care if this goes for 1 div, I want more type things, and try to get the max out of it, and try to get those double corrupt modifiers on popular pieces of gear that people can't afford to double corrupt their own piece of gear. They will buy the double corrupted version and then try to double corrupt the old version that they have, because generally if you double corrupt the item that you're using and it bricks, your build is generally bricked. Obviously not all builds, but that is generally why people don't do this to their own gear, and they will buy the either the 1-to-3 div piece and then try to double corrupt that, or buy the double corrupted version for whatever it costs, and generally they will pay slightly more than it's worth if you break it down to time, effort, worth type thing, just so they don't double corrupt theirs and break their build. So as weird as it sounds, once you start getting that sort of area where you don't really care about one divine sort of selling because you're going to sell it, but you'd rather more, that's when you start double corrupting gear, and then you try to sell it for 10 times as much. Obviously some things will only double, get a little more, so you got to watch out. Check the trade, website before you do it. See what things are going, because if something's unpopular, even double corrupting, turning into a god tier unique, might not get you as much as you think, because no one actually wants it, because the build isn't as popular. The piece of equipment might be god tier, but you might not get what it's worth to you. So they are 4 very viable for any league, as long as they don't get rid of double corrupting, essence, expedition, or guardians, which I highly doubt. You can farm these 4 anytime, any league, any private event, anything like that. These 4 will get you divines any POE game you play. So do take note of these 4. If you're looking for a different sort of divine way, you've tried this, tried that, do try these. Do have fun. Do pick the one that you wish to do that is the funnest, because that will mean you'll play more. You'll probably play it quicker because you like it, you learn it, you do it quicker. So do it if you like it and enjoy it, because then it won't be a chore and you'll suddenly realize you got all these divines and you didn't really even grind. But hopefully that was helpful and you get some divines early on or even late on, depending on how you play. And I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.